What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka Wakanda Snatch One, because I got playing go around. As you can tell by the title of the thumbnail in the video, this is my WWE NXT review on highlights. Tony D'Angelo got arrested twice on NXT. Make sure you guys full watch the entire video from all the way from the beginning or towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more rest of the content I do on the channel. Follow my social media down below in the description because I'm trying to get to 12K before March. Go check out my WWE Raw review on highlights that I did on the channel yesterday. And let's get started. Now, WWE NXT was a decent show, and I give that show a 5 out of 10. It says, welcome to wrestling results for WWE NXT on January 20th, 2026, coming to you live from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Last Tuesday's edition of NXT saw NXT General Manager Angelo announces that a series of qualifying matches will be taking place over the course of the coming week to determine who will participate in the NXT Championship 6-man ladder match on February 3rd. The vacated of the belt by Femi. The first of those qualifiers will be taking place tonight as Josh Fritz goes one-on-one with Charlotte Hill and Eli Knight collides with Shawn Legacy. Elo Lee Fleur will be making his debut on NXT television as he looks to put an end to Ethan Page's 79-day reign as North American champion when he challenges for the title. While Elo Lee Fleur may be a newcomer to NXT, he had wrestled from promotions across the globe, including GCW, Progress Wrestling, Revolution Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, and WWE sister promotion AAA. WWE Women's Speed Champion Fallon Henley and Landry Reed of Fatal Influence will be squaring off with Win Sinclair, Evolve Women's Champion Kendall Gray, and Win Sinclair and Saruka and Zaria in a triple threat #1 contenders match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. The winners of tonight's match will go on to face the E-Legends brand by E-Legends and Heather by E-Legends, who dethroned the inspirational Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay to become the new title holders this past Thursday on TNA Thursday night's Impact. Alright, let's move on here. Alright, so it says we're live. We are live. Big Jota and Booker T greet audience. It says greet audience. It said greet audience at home before throwing it to a video recapping Abel's announcement about the NXT Championship 6-man ladder match on February 3rd to the qualifiers to determine who will be competing in it. We head over to a meeting between Abel and several security guards where Abel tells them to keep an eye out for Tony D'Angelo. Ethan Page then makes his way to the ring. Elo Lee Fleur follows. Alright, so we get the first match. Ethan Page versus Elo Lee Fleur for the NXT North American Championship. This was a solid match in my opinion. But Ethan Page is a great heel and has great charisma. And he's going to be caught up to the main roster when he drops the NXT North American Championship and the tag title. He's going to join Monday Night. He's going to be caught up to the main roster and he's going up to Monday Night Raw. But this was a solid match. What it was. The bell rings and the two lock up. Lee Fleur marks Ethan Page by patting him on his head, then connects with their insecurity on him and charges at Ethan Page into the corner. Ethan Page moves out of the way, but Lee Fleur pulls him out of the ring over the top rope and deliver a hurricanrana to Ethan Page off the ring steps. Ethan Page delivers a boot to Lee Fleur that sends him crashing off the ring apron, then dumps him back in the ring during the commercial break and levels him with a right hand before he gloats. Ethan Page then delivers an elbow drop to Lee Fleur and pins him, but Lee Fleur kicks out and Ethan Page whips him into the mat spot first. Ethan Page rocks Lee Fleur with a knee to the face, then connects with a suplex to him and locks in a Boston Crab on him. Lee Fleur crawls over to the bottom rope to break the hold. They then rocks him with a right hand. back from the break and follows it up with it over the shoulders. Power slam. Lee Flores sends Ethan Page crashing into the match with a variation of a neckbreaker, then extends to the top rope and looks to connect with a 450 splash to Ethan Page. Ethan Page avoids it and runs over Lee Flores with a big boot, but Lee Flores looks to fly off the ropes. Ethan Page catches Lee Flores with a shotgun dropkick, but Lee Flores responds with a DDT and a moonsault to Ethan Page off the top rope on the outside. He dumps Ethan Page back in the ring and lands a knee strike on Ethan Page off the top rope, then goes for a pin, but Ethan Page kicks out. Lee Flores hits a coast to coast to Ethan Page off the top rope, but Ethan Page sets up for the Eagle's Edge on him. Lee Flores reverses into a hurricanrana and a boot on Ethan Page's face, but Ethan Page catches Lee Flores with a powerbomb and pins him with a handful of tights for the win. The winner of the match is still your NXT North American Champion, All Eagle Ethan Page. Now, this was a solid match, but like I stated earlier in the beginning of the video, Ethan Page is a great heel and great charisma. But when he drops the NXT North American Championship and the tag belt, he's going to be called up to the main roster, which he's going up to Monday Night Raw to make his debut on the main roster. Alright. After the match, Ricky Saints' music hits and he makes his way out. He tells Ethan Page to go relax and put his feet up. Then joins the commentary desk for the upcoming match. Josh Bridges then makes his way to the ring. Charlotte Hill follows. Alright, so we get the next match. So we get Josh Bridges versus Charlotte Hill in an NXT Championship ladder match qualifier. This was a decent match, and it was physical at the same time. The bell rings, and Charlotte Hill runs over Josh Bridges with a shoulder tackle. Josh Bridges sends Charlotte Hill crashing into the top turnbuckle face first, but Charlotte Hill whips Josh Bridges into the corner and lands a shoulder on his midsection. He follows it up with a twisting neckbreaker and basement shoulder tackle, then goes for a pin, but Josh Bridges kicks out. Before I continue, why does Charlotte Hill always takes out his teeth before the match starts, but when he wins the match, he put his tooth back in his mouth? That's so disgusting. I just had to put that out there, but anyway, let me continue. Josh Bridges dumps Charlotte Hill out of the ring, but Charlotte Hill flies off the ring steps with a cannonball to level Josh Bridges on the outside. Josh Bridges levels Charlotte Hill with a clothesline and delivers a right hand to him, then sends him crashing into the ring apron. During the commercial break, he dumps Charlotte Hill back in the ring and jams his boot into the back of his neck, then runs him over with a shoulder tackle. Charlotte Hill fires off right hands on Josh Bridges, but Josh Bridges wears down Charlotte Hill with a submission hold. Josh Bridges sends Charlotte Hill crashing into the middle turnbuckle face first back from the break, then runs him over. Charlotte Hill extends the top rope, then delivers a clothesline to Josh Bridges off the top rope and sends Josh Bridges crashing into the mat. He delivers a pair of flipping knees to Josh Bridges' midsection and pins him, but Josh Bridges kicks out. Josh Bridges runs over Charlotte Hill with a boot, then connects with a chokeslam and goes for a pin. Charlotte Hill kicks out and trips Josh Bridges on the apron, but Josh Bridges looks to respond with a moonsault off the top rope. Charlotte Hill moves out of the way and delivers a variation of neckbreaker to Josh Bridges for the win. The winner of the match, Charlotte Hill. This match was decent and physical at the same time. After the match, Tony D'Angelo appears out of nowhere and having seemingly snuck into the building and chokeslam both Josh Bridges and Charlotte Hill. He stares down Ricky Saints and leaves. Why was Ricky Saints scared of Tony D'Angelo? I don't know. Sound off down below in the comment section. Why was Ricky Saints scared of Tony D'Angelo? We then head backstage to the locker room where Zarya tells Saruka she's not 100% after challenging Li Yang Lee for the TNA Knockout Championship at TNA Genesis this past Saturday. She makes it clear that she doesn't want to be blaming herself and storms off. Back at ringside, Vanity Project makes their way out. Chase U follows. So we get the next match. So we get Chase U accompanied by Andre Chase versus Venti Project accompanied by Justin Drake. This was a mid-tag team match. And the Venti Project is not better than the Street Profits and the Usos by itself. They're not better. They are mid. Alright, Your Connors and Ricky Smokes begin the action. The bell rings and the two lock up. Ricky Smokes runs over Connors with a shoulder tackle, but Kel Dixon and Brad Baylor tag in until Brad Baylor cinches in a race lock on Kel Dixon. Connors makes the blonde tag back in, then delivers a double super kick to Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor with Kel Dixon. Chase U then flies out of the ring to level Vanity Project on the outside. Ricky Smokes sends Kel Dixon crashing into the ring post, spine first as Brad Baylor pulls Connors off the top rope. We see Lexis King watching the action backstage, and both Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Ariana Grace approaches him as Ricky Smokes tags back in and knocks Kel Dixon off the ring apron. Connors delivers a stiff chop to Ricky Smokes, but Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor delivers a high dropkick spinebuster combination to Connors. Kel Dixon tags in and dumps Ricky Smokes out of the ring and flies off the top rope to level Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor on the outside. Kel Dixon dumps Ricky Smokes back in the ring and delivers a spinning splash to him. Then goes for a pin, but Ricky Smokes kicks out. Connor tags back in and Chase U delivers a cutter stunner combination to Ricky Smokes. Brad Baylor drags Ricky Smokes into his corner and tags himself in, but all four men then begin brawling with one another. Kel Dixon gets Brad Baylor on his shoulders, but Ricky Smokes pulls Connors out of the ring. Brad Baylor takes advantage and delivers a jumping knee to Kel Dixon. He holds Kel Dixon in place for Ricky Smokes to land a stomp to Kel Dixon's midsection, and Ricky Smokes then pins Kel Dixon for the win. The winner of the match, Vanity Project. This was a mid-tag team match, but they're not better than the Usos and the Street Profits. That's all I gotta say. We then head over to Ava's office where she tells Mr. Stone that she called the police on Tony D'Angelo. Lola Vice and Thea Hill both approaches Ava looking for a Women's North America Championship match, and Ava informs them that they can both challenge Easy Dame for her title in a triple threat match on February 3rd, which is Easy Dame is going to retain. You know what I'm saying? Well deserved by Easy Dame for becoming the NXT Women's North America Championship last week. Well deserved. We then head backstage to sit down interview between Blake Howard and Kenu Carver, where Kenu Carver tells Howard that he's there because he was told he was to be, as Howard looks to talk to Kenu Carver about his NXT Championship ladder match qualifying next week. Back at ringside, Jado Parker makes her way out. And back at ringside, Jado Parker makes her way out. We hear from Jado Parker. This segment was fantastic by Jado Parker. Y'all saying that Jado Parker is not good enough. She's overrated, but she does got charisma and great in-ring ability, and she's very good on the mic when she called her promos. This was a good promo by Jado Parker, and that's all I gotta say from here. All right. Jado Parker says, while things have changed around NXT, nothing has changed in her book. She says she kept hearing about the new era of NXT in her absence, then gives Kendall Gray and Lola Vice their flowers, while Blake Monroe doesn't deserve her flowers for actions like the spotlight on her rant when she wants to let her hard work speak for herself, then says she represents the standard. Jado Parker opens up about not being able to catch a break and having people constantly pressure her to do better. But she says catch eyes and says pressure happens when she walks through the door to show the world what she can do before adding she says she deserves to take up space. The light goes out, and when it comes back on, we see Blake Monroe telling the spotlight to go where it belongs, on her, as she stands on a platform. She tells Jado Parker that she made a grave mistake interrupting her last week. Then says Jada Parker feeds off attention, and there's no one better to interrupt Jada Parker than her. She says Jada Parker is all talk, but Jada Parker says Blake Monroe talks so much because if she had to stop talking when she would have to prove something. Now this was a good promo by Jada Parker. The feud between Jada Parker and Blake Monroe, I'm here for it. But when Jada Parker gets done feuding against Blake Monroe, Jada Parker is going after Jessie Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. Y'all saying she's overrated, all this and that, she's not good enough. Keep that same energy when Jada Parker takes the title off of Jessie Jane, which is WWE should have put the NXT Championship on Jada Parker to begin with, but y'all didn't pull the trigger. But keep this same energy. Y'all saying she's not good enough, she's overrated, but Jada Parker has good mic skills. She's very good on her promo, and she got great in-ring ability and the charisma. Now I would love to see Jada Parker get called up to the main roster and joins Monday Night Raw, and that's all I gotta say. But this was a great segment by Jada Parker. I had to give Jada Parker her flowers, and all eyes is on Jada Parker, and that's all I gotta say. Shawn Legacy then makes his way to the ring. Eli Knight follows, and Ricky Sainz joins the announcer desk once again. Alright, so we get the next match. So we get Eli Knight versus Shawn Legacy in an NXT Championship ladder match qualifier. This was a good match. Alright, the bell rings and the pair go back and forth with one another. The Shawn Legacy delivers a crossbody to Eli Knight off the top rope, but Eli Knight levels Shawn Legacy with a drop kick to him and looks to take flight over the top rope. Shawn Legacy moves out of the way, but Eli Knight levels Shawn Legacy with a moonsault off the ropes. During the commercial break, Eli Knight looks to land a senton to Shawn Legacy off the ropes. Shawn Legacy moves out of the way, then fires off a couple of kicks on Eli Knight. Midsection, Eli Knight fires off a few right hands and left hands on Shawn Legacy's midsection, but Shawn Legacy levels Eli Knight with a right hand. Alright. It says LA Knight and Shawn Legacy level one another with clotheslines as the commercial break comes to, and then the pair exchange right hands before Eli Knight catches Shawn Legacy with a big boot and then follows it up with the enziguri to him. Shawn Legacy catches Eli Knight with a Spanish fly and follows it up with a 450 splash, then goes for a pin, but Eli Knight kicks out. Eli Knight delivers a moonsault to Shawn Legacy, but Shawn Legacy rolls out of the way. Eli Knight immediately transitions into a standing moonsault and goes for a pin, but Shawn Legacy kicks out and Eli Knight catches him with a slice spread. He extends to the top rope and looks to land another moonsault on Shawn Legacy, but Shawn Legacy gets his boot up and delivers a Death Valley driver, twisting the neckbreaker combination to Eli Knight for the win. Alright. The winner of the match, Shawn Legacy. This was a good match between Eli Knight and Shawn Legacy. I love this match. This was a good match. Alright, it says after the match, Shawn Legacy helps Eli Knight up and shows him respect by shaking his hand. Tony D'Angelo sneaks back into the ring and blindsides both men, then dumps Eli Knight out of the ring and chokeslams Shawn Legacy on the top of the announcer desk. Tony D'Angelo then stared down Ricky Sainz once again, and Ricky Sainz grabs the chair he was sitting on and use it as a weapon. Ava and police officers then emerged at ringside with the police, arresting Tony D'Angelo, escorting him away. Now, Tony D'Angelo didn't fight with the police officers. He complied. But I know that somebody going to bail Tony D'Angelo out, but when that happens, Tony D'Angelo is going to find a way to be in that 6-man ladder match for the NXT Championship. So I know somebody going to bail out Tony D'Angelo. I know for a fact. Back from the break, we head outside the Performance Center to Blake Howard. OTM pushes Blake Howard out of the way and put Dark Stake on notice, telling them that they're coming for their NXT Tag Team Championships next week. Y'all better put the NXT Tag Team Champions around OTM. And that's all I gotta say. WWE, please pull the trigger and strike while the iron's hot by putting the NXT Tag Team Champions on OTM. And that's all I gotta say. But they kept on showing that bear commercial, but not once, but not twice, of the red bear and the blue bear playing with some tissue. That was like one of the worst commercials out there. And I'm glad I had to put that out there. Alright, back at ringside, Fatal Influence make their way to the ring. Zaruka and Ren Sinclair follows. So we get the main event of the evening. So we get Fatal Influence versus Ren Sinclair versus Zaruka in a True Threat #1 contenders match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Now this was a good main event match for what it was. Alright, Zaruka, Lanley Reed, and Kendall Gray begin the action. The bell rings, all three women take turns rolling one another up and breaking the falls. Zario tags in and levels Lanley Reed and Kendall Gray with a double clothesline, then delivers a back elbow to Kendall Gray in the corner and a splash to Lanley Reed in the opposite corner. Wen Sinclair tag in, but Lanley Reed delivers a standing splash to her. Zario levels Fallen Henley with a super kick on the outside, then tags in Zaruka. Zaruka looks to fly over Zario's shoulders, but one of Zario's shoulders gives out. Zaruka checks on Zaria, but Fatal Influence take advantage and sends Zaruka and Zaria crashing out of the rings. Wen Sinclair delivers a crossbody to Fatal Influence, and Kendall Gray lands a moonsault on Zaruka and Zaria off the top rope. Kendall Gray dumps Zaruka back in the ring and pins her, but Zaruka kicks out as we head to commercial break. Kendall Gray and Wen Sinclair double team on Zaruka before Fallen Henley tag back in, and Wen Sinclair cinches in a submission on her. Zaruka scoops up Wen Sinclair, but Lanley Reed tags in and continues wearing down Kendall Gray after she tags back in. So Zaria tags back in and runs over Kendall Gray with a clothesline. Fallen Henley cinches in a sleeper on her, but Zario sends Fallen Henley crashing into the corner spot first. Fallen Henley then managed to get Kendall Gray in an electric chair position and hits a doomsday device on her as Zario flies off the middle rope with their clothesline. Wen Sinclair then fires off chops on Zaruka, then tags back in, but Wen Sinclair sends Zaruka to the mat and sends Zaruka into the mat and sends her crashing into the corner, and Lanley Reed after Lanley Reed tags back in as well. Alright. but it says right here. What is it? It says right here. Kendall Gray tags back in a double team on Zaruka with Wen Sinclair. Lanley Reed rolls up Kendall Gray, but Kendall Gray kicks out and avoids a cheap hand from Jesse Jane. Kendall Gray then cinches in an armbar on Lanley Reed, but Zaruka delivers a splash off the top rope to break the hold and pins Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray kicks out. Lanley Reed, Kendall Gray, and Zaruka exchange right hands, but Zaruka lands a facebuster on Kendall Gray from the apron and delivers a German suplex to Lanley Reed. Zaria tags herself in and delivers a double spear to Lanley Reed and Winston and Kendall Gray. She levels Lanley Reed with a headbutt, but Kendall Gray catches her with a variation of a flatliner and pins her. Alright. Lanley Reed breaks the fall and sends Kendall Gray crashing out of the ring, where Jesse Jane is waiting with a super kick to her. Wen Sinclair delivers a double stump to Jesse Jane off the apron, but Fallen Henley sends Kendall Gray crashing into the barricade. Lanley Reed rocks Zario with a super kick and follows it up with a curved bomb to her back in the ring and tag in Fallen Henley. Fallen Henley takes out Zario and pins her, but Zaruka pins Fallen Henley out of the ring to break the fall and levels her. Zaria gets Fallen Henley up on her shoulders, but Lanley Reed help Fallen Henley escape and delivers a double soul snatcher to Fatal Influence. Zaria then delivers an F5 to Fallen Henley and pins her for the win. The winner and your new #1 contenders, Zaruka. This was a fun main event match for what it was. And and WWE NXT go. It says right here. It says right here, and WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, let me give my. All right, let me give my honest opinion what I think about WWE NXT. Now, WWE NXT was a decent show for what it was, and I give that show at least 5 out of 10, in my opinion. If you guys made it this far throughout the entire video of my WWE NXT review and highlights, make sure you guys please full watch the video from all the way from the beginning or towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for my wrestling content that I do on the channel, cause I'm on the road to 12K. I'm on the road to 12K. I'm trying to reach 12K subscribers before March. So help me out on that. Help me get to 12K subscribers on March. But I'm still going to continue to keep grinding on YouTube by uploading more videos and do world premieres, and then I'm gonna post some YouTube shorts. But anyway, go check out my WWE Raw review and highlights that I posted on the channel that I did yesterday, because WWE Raw was a bad show, and that's all I gotta say from here. Alright, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And thank you guys so much for coming up to my live stream on Twitch for some WWE NXT Watch Along live reactions in 2026. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I'll see you guys on my upcoming world premiere for my WWE NXT review and highlights at around 5 o'clock a.m. right here on the YouTube channel. So whoever's the first one to show up in my world premiere in my chat will get a shout out for me, and that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, I'm gonna make a YouTube short video of me showing you guys my thumbnail twice in this video, so be on the lookout for that. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.